Aerodynamics have been a big focus of this car because, as you know, a 36 Chevy sedan body is not the most aerodynamic design going over the top. So we had to work a lot on the underbody and the nose and whatnot. And Dan's done an amazing job getting all this stuff to fit. Unfortunately, it hides the beautiful chassis that's under it, but aerodynamically, we've got to keep the air out of the engine compartment and the interior of the car, because with a full belly pan on it, there's no way for that air to get out. But you are going to put some vents in here to help exhaust that hot air, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to have to put some duct work there to keep the air from going any farther back, and then we'll put an exit in here somewhere. I'm not really sure. We got some bars and stuff in the way, so it's going to be a little bit of work to get that in there.
And we left the original vent in here, so I don't know, we'll use that for something, maybe get a little air to the driver. It's going to be hot in there. We're going to have something I can push that up and down with or something?
Yeah, we'll free that up a little bit, and hopefully we can get that working for you.
And as we go down the side, you've done an awful lot of work in here. I'm too old to be crawling in and out of it, and you made functional doors on this thing, right?
Yeah, we did.
And what's really cool is that's the top half of the stock door, because again, down on the bottom, aerodynamically, the bottom of this car is going to be like an old flat bottom Indy car, the cars that they used to run really quick with big giant flat bottoms. But as you can see, Dan's worked really hard to take some of the original metal, move it out. That's to turn air away from the right rear tire. Again, it's all about downforce. You got a lot of work back here too, Dan.
Yeah, we added some pieces. The body kind of ended here, you know, and it had a little flare out on it, and we've moved that down, and then we put a rear diffuser here to help exit some of that air out of the wheel well.
Even though this thing looks cool like a custom car, it's really a race car. It's got to compete on the racetrack with Corvettes, Camaros, Cobras, lots of fast cars. Danny and the guys have done an amazing job getting me the aerodynamics I need, yet keeping the integrity of a 1936 Chevy sedan. When you build a car like this, besides the power, the aerodynamics, and the looks of this car, we've thought a lot about safety as we were building it bumper to bumper. So up in the front, we've used some 125, some 90, some 83, and really designed the front frame of the car to be strong around the suspension points so the car would be rigid and be able to turn right and left, but if it were to hit something, that it would crush without transferring the energy through me. Looking at the suspension, we've probably got those beefed up a little bit more than needed. It's maybe accident avoidance. With a road race car, you don't want anything to fail in the front suspension. You see these little bars on the side? We call them Nerf bars. With an open wheel car, what it's really for is not letting another open wheel car get inside of your wheels, because when one open wheel car runs over the wheel of another open wheel car, it launches those things in the air. We want to have a little bit of safety with our fun. One of my favorite components in this car is this seat from Kenny's Components. It's a carbon fiber seat, and the reason that we've transitioned from aluminum seats like we used to use in the old days to carbon fiber seats is that aluminum, even though it's strong, on the initial hit, the aluminum could bend out and it doesn't spring back. And most times when you wreck, you hit and then you hit again. So you want to be tight in that seat. Carbon fiber seat is kind of molded to you. It hits, it springs back, so when you take that second impact, you're actually safer. Inside the car, you can see the big white bottle. That's our Safecraft fire system. In the event of a fire, it senses that and fires that extinguisher off, so it takes care of me. I was involved in a terrible fire early in my racing career. Never want to do that again, so looking forward to Safecraft protecting me. Moving to the back of the car, we had the people at ATL, and they designed a complete fuel cell for this car. The box is aluminum, but inside there's a bladder. That box can be dented. The car can turn upside down. And as long as that bladder is intact, the fuel is going to stay in this car. ATL has supplied fuel cells for every car I've ever driven, except for the car I had that fire in. One time, I drove a car without the ATL fuel cell, and I catch on fire. As I said, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt, and I don't want to get hurt. Next week, it gets exciting on Big Iron Garage. Oh yeah, it's gonna be just friggin' awesome.